How is everybody today? Feel free to let me know how you are doing. Let's see. I hope that this is working over there. Let's see. All right. Well, giving it my best shot. I'm setting all this up here. I think we are good to go. And athletes, welcome. I appreciate you being here. Hello, everybody. Today, I do want to talk about something that so many athletes experience. And when it happens, it can feel awful. All right. It can feel embarrassing. It can feel confusing. It can feel discouraging. It can really mess with a person's confidence. So that is, when a person is what people call choking. All athletes know what that is. Hopefully, it's not because they've experienced it this themselves, but at least they have know somebody else who has, or maybe they have experienced it themselves. It's those moments where you absolutely know that you have the ability. You've done it in practice. You've done it before. You know you are capable, but then the pressure goes up. The moment gets bigger, you care more, and suddenly you don't perform like yourself. You tighten up, you hesitate, you overthink, you force, you get out of alpha, you get out of rhythm, you get out of the zone state. If you were in it, you lose trust. And afterwards, you're left wondering, what happened to me? And a lot of athletes make that mean something really painful. They think, I'm weak, or I'm not mentally tough, or I don't have what it takes. I'm just not good under pressure. But I want to offer, a different perspective. A lot of times athletes choke because they care, not because they're weak, but um, they care. They care about the outcome. They care about doing well. They care about what people think. They care about making mistakes. They care because it matters to them. And caring is not a problem, right? The problem is that when caring turns into pressure and pressure turns into fear, the mind and body start interfering. And that's when the athlete gets too involved. That's when they start trying too hard. That's when they leave instincts and start forcing. And that's when natural rhythm actually gets interrupted. And that's why people say it's 90% mental. I firmly believe in the 90% mental because I've seen it over and over again that if the mindset isn't correct, it trumps everything. It doesn't matter how much money you've spent, how much time you spent, how much energy you've spent. If you've hired the best instructor or coach, if you have the best mechanics and you have the best tools and equipment, none of it matters, right? And that's such a big light bulb moment because a lot of athletes have been judging themselves for years over something they really don't even understand. They think the answer is just toughen up more or push more or try harder or want it more. But under pressure, more trying is often not the answer. Sometimes more trying is exactly what caused the breakdown and continues to cause the breakdown. That does not mean effort is bad. That does not mean preparation is bad. That does not mean discipline is bad. It definitely doesn't mean, if you have the money to hire, that it's not bad to hire the best instructor, the best coach, or to have the best equipment. None of that, none of this is meant to downplay any of those things. All right. What I want you to have the light bulb moment on is it means that in the pressure moment, the athlete has to be able to care without tightening. That's the work, right? They have to have the mindset. And if you don't have it now, then you need to learn how to have the mindset. Because as you've already seen, and maybe you didn't know how to label it, you didn't know what to call it, you didn't know, because mindset is literally invisible until you see the results of it, right? Um, so the work is to be able to care without caring, without tightening. The best athletes are not the ones who don't feel anything. I've witnessed very passionate athletes, kicking things, throwing things, and I'm not encouraging that at all, but somehow they're at the top still, right? Um, Now, in my opinion, they won't necessarily stay at the top for long when they have that kind of, let's say, temper or aggravation or emotional dysregulation. But mechanics get elite athletes to where they are. The mind game, the mental game, their mindset is what either keeps them there or causes them to fall, right? So it's not that the best athletes aren't feeling anything. They are the ones who know how to stay connected to trust and rhythm and instinct and presence, even when it matters a lot. And that is a trainable skill. And if you are an athlete who has ever felt like, I know better, or I know that I am better, and I know my mechanics are there, and I know I'm capable of better than I'm showing under pressure, then I really want you to hear this. All right. That does not automatically mean something is wrong with you. It may simply mean that pressure is creating interference. And once you understand that, everything starts changing. But you also need to overcome it, right? You need to rise to the occasion instead of only working on your mechanics or buying the next gadget or gizmo or up leveling your equipment. You know, a lot of people have done all that. A lot of athletes have already done all that, and yet they're not performing as well in competition as they do in practice. And they have these question marks and these confusions because, and you'll see this, you see this on TV all the time with pros. Oh, it must be his elbow. Oh, it must be his hip. Or, oh, he just had surgery a month ago. Or maybe, oh, he hired a new coach. He has a different instructor. He has a different caddy. Okay. Those things are significant and they do have impact, but they've also become excuses because most people don't know how to recognize the mental game and the mental aspects and the necessary mental skills to not only rise to the occasions, but maintain yourself through those occasions, maintain a streak, maintain a lead, um, break your personal best, have high score and know it and stay there. Um, Beat the person that in your brain you thought you would never be able to beat, and you see them there and being able to overcome that. So not worrying, stressing, doubting, regretting, um, over analyzing, overthinking, getting too careful, trying too hard. It's the elimination of all that. So instead of making your identity around, whether you're able to perform as well as you practice, whether you can perform well under pressure, take a look at, have I learned how to even do that? Where have I even learned this? Because you take time to learn your mechanics and to practice your mechanics. But have you ever taken time to learn the mental skills, your mental game, and then get repetition of those so that you show up prepared on all levels the same way that you're prepared mechanically? At least it shows in your practice. Show up in your competition, in your tournaments, and those things that matter, the pressure moments, and be able to bring the best of what you are, what you've practiced, what you're capable of. And literally, you will only ever be able to do that if your mindset is right. So patterns can be changed. You can learn mental skills. And if this speaks to you, well, and I can say you can start learning what pressure does to you, right? You can start recognizing when you leave trust, you can start understanding how your body and mind react when the stakes feel high. And then you can start training for that. And that is exactly why I care so much about the mental game, because there are so many talented athletes walking around this planet, right? And what they're doing is they're putting all this time and effort, and they think they have a flaw when really they have a pressure pattern, just habits, patterns. And that's different because patterns and habits can be changed. Even beliefs, because those are just repeated thoughts, those can be changed. So, if this speaks to you and you want to go deeper into how to perform more like your true abilities when it matters, I personally want to invite you to register for my free athlete web class. And in that class, I go deeper into what really causes athletes to tighten up, choke, and even overthink and get in their own way, and what you can start doing to change that from the inside out. So you can register for my athlete free web class at dawngrant.com, but you can also learn all about my products and services and who I am and what I offer at dawngrant.com. And I'd love to help you. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. Hopefully everything went through. I'm new to the lives, and I don't see any specific questions. The replay should be available for you. So thanks for tuning in. These lives are coming at you twice a week, as long as my schedule permits, and I've traveled to competitions, so as long as wherever I'm at, I'm able to chat with you, I'll do that. So thanks for being here. See you again. See you again. See you in my programs. See you in life. See you on my social media. See you everywhere. Adios, everybody.